Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Big up your damn selves in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes every single damn time and subscribe if you're new. Breaking news. Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool. Now, I would have loved to have come crashing in with a live as soon as this was announced, but the morning, I was so ill this morning. I was so ill last night, and you guys will know if you check the community post. I've been coughing, massive headache, just not well, right? But I couldn't not talk about this. I had to pull it together, take all medicines and medications and try to pull together this 10-minute short video. I would have loved to have gone live, but I'm not able to. So this video I had to do. I just couldn't not speak on this. This is massive. This is a big moment in the Premier League in terms of the way that the Premier League landscape is now going to change. Now, before I get into all of that, obviously, I'm not going to do the watch along tonight either. I just don't have the energy to do a long stream right now to entertain and to talk over a game that could potentially, you know, be quite a difficult one. So I'm going to just take a little pause off of the watch alongs and the streams right now. And I'll be back for the Liverpool game next week, which will obviously be Klopp's first game at home in the Premier League since the announcement. So it's going to be so insane and from an atmosphere standpoint, magnitude standpoint. So I'm going to go to the game. Actually, I'm going to go with my girlfriend. I'm going to watch the game, just, you know, not speak on it, just watch it, observe it in the West Stand in silence, because they don't sing up there, and just give you a different perspective in the review. Now that I'm actually going to go to the game and watch it that way, which I don't do very often. So no watch along today, but the review will drop later than usual, maybe the morning, but I will drop it with a different perspective. Now, on this Klopp situation, before I get into the quotes and what I think is going to happen with the next manager of Liverpool, what this means for us, because we play against them twice in the next month and it's crucial games. I think now that Klopp's leaving, and I know people are ranking managers and, you know, talking on legacies, but crazy enough, right, from coming from me, but I'm just going to actually just take a moment to say, now that he's leaving, what a manager. What a manager. I mean, this is a guy that did what he did at Dortmund, you know, broke and disturbed the pretty much, you know, pyramid scheme in German football. Bayern Munich constantly dominating and winning everything, and went in there and took two. Got to a Champions League final. And then, of course, you take a look at what he's done at Liverpool, and it's incredible. It's genuinely incredible. Like, I know people banter and I banter and I say Liverpool's got one title and, you know, it's easy. It's an easy stick to beat them with. And that is the truth. Like, that is what is on Wikipedia. But we all know the context. This guy has really, really pushed. I mean, in most, if not all seasons, these 97-point tallies and etc. would win you titles. And it's only the beast, the freak that is Man City and Pep that has stopped him on a far bigger budget with much more resources. And you have to give it to him to just keep plowing away and to keep going for it every single time. And it's taken its toll on him. It clearly has. I mean, he doesn't deserve really to only have one title. He doesn't deserve to only have one of each trophy, obviously losing the Champions League final to Real Madrid, but that is what it is. Now, I think the timing of this is insane because it's obviously going to spur his team on to go and potentially finish what he started, you know, all those years ago with the previous Liverpool team, to go and win a league title, but in front of the fans and not in COVID, to go and pick up these trophies and to really cement his legacy. But so much respect because, like I said, the guy has left it all out there. He, you know, everybody from Man United fans with Ferguson, Arsenal fans with Wenger, Chelsea fans with Mourinho, although not as long a stint, every football fan dreams and wants to have a manager who is intertwined with the club and has embedded themselves in the club, the community, and just, you clearly see he is the right representative of Liverpool. He speaks on it and reps them like he's, you know, like it's family. And that's what we all want. You know, that level of longevity, but also that connection. Everybody wants it. Rival fans won't like him. You know, I've been annoyed with him a few times, but that's how it's meant to be. You're not meant to like Ferguson as a Chelsea fan. You're not meant to like Klopp as an Arsenal fan. You're not meant to like Mourinho as a Liverpool fan. But when you're repping your own club and those fans are with you, it's an army. It's a team, right? And that's what he's been to Liverpool. He's been the face of them. So I'm not even here to mock and banter. Like, Liverpool fans are going through it today, and maybe it's because we played them twice in a month, but you just know that they're going to be going absolutely all out for the rest of the season to try and put his last season in the Hall of Fame, right? To try and finish things off correctly and give him the amount of trophies that, let's be honest, he deserves to leave with, because he doesn't deserve to only have one Prem with the seasons that he's put together, which would win titles literally 99% of the time and play the football that they've played. He spoke on the reasons as to why he might be leaving. It could be health, which is why I'm also not coming from a banter perspective today, because at the end of the day, if he's got underlying health issues, which we can't confirm, he didn't say he did, but you can't ever tell. He said that he's not sure if he's going to retire. He's not sure if he's going to manage again, but he will. If he does, he won't manage again in England, which again is a credit to Liverpool. And obviously, you know, we all want our favourite managers in our lifetimes to not manage our rivals. So that's a massive thing for them. If that is the reason he's leaving, I'm not going to, you know, run joke, because listen, I want Klopp and Pep out of here like anybody else, because they're problems, right? But I don't want them out for those reasons. So on that, it's part of the factors. Maybe also the way that he's had to kind of absolutely take the maximum out of this team year in, year out. You talk about the players they've recruited, the Hendersons, the Wijnaldums, the Robertsons from Hull City. He's been able to turn water into wine, let's be honest. So many players that have come in, none of these players were world-class. Even Salah, Mane, none of these players were world-class when they came in. Firmino, but he's been able to make them world-class and put together a system that, you know, puts people in higher positions than they probably would ever be in their career. So that also could take his toll, you know, not getting Bellingham or not being able to bring in a Paulinho in this very window, which I think would absolutely cement Liverpool as probably title favourites potentially, right? Especially with their lead. You have Endo and Paulinho as your 6 options. You unleash McAllister from that 6 role, which I know he's been saying he's happy to have him in, but I think McAllister is not a 6. And I think he would agree with that. He's just obviously understanding that financially he's not got the opportunity to bring in a Paulinho and to stop Szoboszlai from having to do those shuttle bus runs. So, you know, if he was to be able to give him the financial muscle to do whatever he wants, maybe things would be less stressful as well. He did kind of allude to that. I'm not just saying it to say it. He said, and obviously he's made this decision from November, but he says, when we sat here together with the club talking about potential signings next summer, camp and we go wherever, the thought came up, I felt like I'm not sure I'm here then anymore. I was surprised myself that I started to think about it. So it sounds like the summer plans coming up from FSG and maybe the limitations and maybe the lack of spending potentially down the line is kind of also factored in his decision making to think, oh, I can't keep doing this. Like, I'm actually tired. Like, it's actually too much. And obviously then he speaks on his departure and the timing of it. And obviously for me, it's made the Carabao Cup final more difficult. It's made the game at Anfield next week more difficult. But it's no reason for us to give up. If we're talking from a Chelsea perspective, it's not said and done. It's not over. I'm not going into those games thinking there's no chance we can win. Is the game more difficult now? Yes. Have the players got an extra motivation to do it? Yes. But do we not spoil the party all the time? Are we not the ones that always raid on the parade? Wenger's 1,000th game. You know, Tottenham's title hopes at the bridge. You know, we are the party poopers, and that's the mentality we must go in with. We should be strapped up. Do you know what I mean? We should be going in with suits at Wembley with sunglasses on and moving like villains. The villain arc. We know that the commentary team, the pundits, that everybody's going to be behind Liverpool to the end of the season. We're not in a title race. That's for Man City and Arsenal and whoever to battle and try and stop them now, because they're top of the league. And those players who signed last summer in particular, Szoboszlai, etc., they would have signed for Klopp. As much as they would have signed for Liverpool, they would have signed for Klopp. For Klopp to be leaving is going to sting for those guys in particular who haven't been there very long with him. Obviously, Van Dijk, Alisson, Trent, they've had you know, Salah, they've had more time. But Nunes, you know, Szoboszlai, all these guys, they're gonna be hit hard. So the best way to repay is to go and win the league, and that's gonna be very difficult to stop them. Now, I would actually make them joint favourites with City. I had City as favourites. Now, after this news, I'd make them joint favourites. I think Liverpool have gone up a peg or two just from this announcement. If you remember Man City last year, when the charges came out, that pushed City. That gave them an extra incentive to kick on. I think the same is going to happen for Liverpool. But for us, we play them twice in the league. I think the league game's going to be incredibly difficult. But the cup final, we know what that means for us. This is massive. This actually is an opportunity for us to equal them on trophies won since Klopp arrived. They've won one more trophy, which is the League Cup, which we haven't won in that period. But we've won the FA Cup, the Club World Cup, the Super Cup, the Champions League, the Europa League, the Premier League. They've won all of that as well in that Klopp era, plus the League Cup. They've won one of each. And we have the opportunity to equalise. And like I've said, context is we're clearly not as good as Liverpool in Klopp's era. They've been in how many title races? They've gone to the last day how many times? And Coutinho and Aston Villa, and then it's all flipped with Gundogan. That context exists. But on Wikipedia, that's the situation. Now, other managers have spoken on digesting the news. Xabi Alonso, Tuchel, who's going to be the next manager? Tuchel is under pressure at Bayern. He really loves England. He has said that he feels more appreciated in England than in Germany. So that's something to keep an eye on. Xabi Alonso is the favourite, but he's just got his feet wet in the managerial game. And obviously he's on a league title race of his own. And potentially would want to stay and try and cement himself and, you know, pick the right time to go and not just jump ship as soon as the opportunity arises. But again, he's played for Liverpool. There's history there. There's a connection there. So it wouldn't surprise me. Who else? I think those are the two standouts for me. De Zerbi is another name potentially. And he has had a bit of a hopscotch career, you know, as a manager. He's gone from club to club quite quickly and not stayed anywhere too long. Shakhtar. But again, you know, does he feel he can do any more at Brighton? Probably not. He has been talking a bit differently this season in terms of not making excuses, but, you know, I've lost key players, I've got injuries, etc. Maybe is he enjoying the job as much as he did last year with those financial restraints? And also, Liverpool's a massive club. It's a massive opportunity. I could see it. I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But Klopp will definitely take a break. He won't be in management, I don't think, next year. I think he'll take at least a year out. And, you know, maybe he'll be the next Real Madrid manager after Ancelotti does a final season. Maybe, you know, maybe that's the move. Who knows? I mean, it's an earthquake shaking story. It's mad. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, I think for me, I'm just very aware of the extra little advantage it's going to give Liverpool for the rest of the season. I think that was a very timely announcement, and I think it was done. It was handled in a smart way, because if this is his last season, then he wants to leave with everything. I mean, the league title, League Cup, FA Cup, Europa League. I don't think they're going to do the quad, but he definitely wants to make sure that his last year is one of his best years. So he's timed that to perfection. But it's up to us as one of the finalists to be villains and to try and, you know, cause an upset. But yeah, guys, you let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like I said, Villa game, no watch along. Didn't get to do the preview, but it is what it is. We'll be back for the review and we will recover. And yeah, shaking, absolutely quaking in my boots. What news that is. And we'll have to see what happens for the rest of the season. And Pep, do not sign a new deal. You know, this is your partner in crime. This is the duo. You should also go with him. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Let the landscape change. But yeah, big up your damn selves. Make sure you smash up the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time in a bit, people. Peace.